We will jump back. Okay. Robin, do we have a sense of if today's attendance is going to be typical, or are there a few others who possibly won't be joining?
I'm not sure about that, Robert. Joette may be able to look at the responses that we've gotten, but it looks like we've got a pretty good crew already.
All right. Okay. So everyone has an opportunity to review signatures and their affiliation again, and we will go ahead and jump in for the sake of everyone's time. We'll start to continue. Well, we'll actually continue with some discussions that we've been engaged in for a little while. I'd like to really just welcome everyone here. This is absolutely a busy time. This is at the University of Kentucky. This is the first day of classes for the fall semester, so we're staying busy. But anyway, I know this is a busy time for everyone. But if it would be ideal if we can just let me see. Naturally, I apologize. My computer completely froze at that time. So I think we're good on signatures, and we're good on folks identifying. If we want to go ahead and jump in, and I will talk through the agenda. Really today, we get to look at some of the themes that have emerged. We've had folks assist us with helping to group some of the themes. We did this, some of the work the last time we met. So we're going to look at some of the themes that have emerged from our discussions up to this point, and we're going to get a chance to go in there and actually identify a couple of those that we really want to focus in on. There will be an opportunity for us to go in once we've identified these themes and maybe bring to the surface some of the work that we're already familiar with that is addressing some of these themes. And we're going to get a chance to start to think a little bit about the possibilities for next steps. And I will say today might be a little bit higher level as far as our future planning goes, because we're going to have an opportunity to think on this one for a little bit more. And we can do we'll approach it almost as a homework assignment. But we will absolutely have some chances to look at what we've talked about up to this point, get a lay of the land as far as what we're doing across the state to address these, and begin to think about what we want to do going forward. So if we could, we will go ahead and look at, yeah, actually, I think I probably put two different slides into one there. I think we can go ahead and start to look at what are some of those themes that have been brought up. And this, we're also going to supplement this with some of the student feedback, which when we first looked at this, it actually I found it to be very affirming, because students basically are echoing, just with more specificity, a lot of the themes that we've brought up as a group, which is certainly something that that's something that I think you want to hear. It gives this nod to validity for what we've been discussing up to this point. But just as a quick reminder, some of the issues that have been brought up to this point were mental health and wellness, social capital and belonging, financial aid and literacy, career exploration and advising, the K through 12 and post-secondary partnerships, as well as academic preparation. And if we were to look at, actually, maybe I can go in reverse order here, just to bring us all back to the same page here. Academic preparation, that one's fairly self-explanatory. I think we had students who, or we identified students who maybe had challenges with college level reading, mathematics, and writing, college level coursework. Some of the partnerships, and I apologize, I'm trying to click around here on my screen. There are some capacity issues that we're looking at in terms of like K through 12 and higher ed staff. Yeah, we're all doing a whole bunch of different things, but there's room to explore how we can capitalize on those partnerships, just so that we're making sure that our students transition from one to another, maybe in the best possible way that we can. The financial aid and literacy, that certainly rose to the top as one of those things we really want to look at. Bottom line, students are expressing concerns over how they're going to pay for college. They have concerns and anxiety over debt. And other folks are supporting this. We have like counselors and other folks who are echoing this sentiment that this is absolutely a concern. There's a whole education piece around the FAFSA and scholarships. So this certainly is one of the issues that we've had come up a time or two. Our career exploration and advising, I think that's been a topic that has been building for a while now. That is certainly something we think about timeliness to a degree, and connecting the degree to possible career opportunities. That's something that institutions of higher ed have been very cognizant of for several years, and that is one of the topics that have come up for us. Let me see if I've jumped. Have I missed? I think I've hit on most of those, even if I went out of order a time or two. And then if we were to look at some of the student feedback here, you get to see that we're hearing quite a few of the same things that are coming from the students. Is that one where we can see what the students have shared? But anyway, it's really good to hear they essentially have echoed a lot of the things that we have found. And I think we have a slide here, but as we go through it, yeah, there we are. This was feedback collected from students who were attending one of the summer bridge programs, specifically at Eastern and Lindsey Wilson. And you start to see some of the same things from the students that we've identified. Absolutely, students still see the value in college, but there's that connection to the degree and the connection to a job. The students are voicing that they want to be very mindful of that, and they are mindful of that. Students also brought up that they had concerns about academic preparation in terms of how their experiences up to that point have gotten them ready for their post-secondary pursuits. The social capital piece, absolutely. The students are thinking about those important social networks, the making new friends, thinking through like the various stakeholders that they need to get connected with so that they'll have success in higher ed. But as we know, social capital extends beyond just those social networks. A lot of the students, as far as these concerns go, a lot of students might not always know some of the processes or be fully aware of who those key stakeholders are and who those networks are that they can capitalize on. Students have continued to share that they have financial aid concerns. The wraparound supports, We have all kinds of great services across our campuses. There's an education component to that. Students need to be made more aware of what those are. And then once they're made aware of what those services are, having the comfort level to actually engage in the service to get its full benefit. And students have expressed some concerns over major selection, just finding that field of study that best fits them, both in terms of the nuts and bolts of it, like how do you actually do it, but also students are connecting the academic advising with the career exploration piece, and sometimes those are merged. And I think that students and families sometimes might see those things to be even more similar than, say, an advisor or a career advisor might. So these are the things that have been, these are what's been brought up. These are the primary themes that we've identified. And this is through the work of this group. It's through those folks who have been interviewed. We have student voices in here. And now some of the, I think, one of the benefits of being in a group like this is that we actually get to look at this and think, what do we want to focus in on? So in this meeting, what we get a chance to do is, and I might end up needing a reminder, because I'm going to try to do this in real time. We are going to rank these, and we'll get to do it essentially in real time. If folks could go to the website that is mentioned at the top of this slide, and I am doing it, I'm going to do it with you. Go to menti.com and you just input that code, 5573-0485. And I'm actually doing this on a phone. You can access it whatever device you have. And once you've done that, you're going to get an option to rank each of these 6 priorities. And it will give you, once you've ranked, yeah, we're already doing it. Once you rank one, it will start removing options for you so that we can come up with a list. And I will give everyone a few minutes just to make sure we're all getting in there and trying that out. It's really interesting to see all the results as they come in. It looks like 9 of us have had a chance to do this. So just a few more. Let's see. Let me just do some quick math. So Robin, we have had 10 folks participate. I'm trying to see if there's anyone on here who maybe hasn't or doesn't plan to. All right.
Yeah, I think we're good now, Robert.
Okay. All right. So just from looking at that, and everyone can see the same thing that I can. We've had, so the top 2 themes that have emerged for our work group to then focus in on. And that doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to restrict ourselves to just these 2. But for sure, I think the two that we can start with is academic preparation and social capital and belonging. Yeah, I agree, OJ. There is some good. I do think that even if we focus on any one or two topics, it's certainly going to bleed over into several others. So, all right. So academic preparation, social capital, and belonging. And what we are going to do procedurally at this point is we're going to break out into a couple rooms, and you get to self-select which of those areas you would like to focus in on. And what we're going to do once we get in there, and Robin and I are both, we're going to facilitate one of those rooms, and we'll give a reminder too. But basically, what we're going to do is start to think through what is some of the work that's already taking place. So we're going to try to level set, get a landscape analysis of what it is that we already know, what's going on across the state. And we have a good example right there. We're going to talk about that first. We're going to have an opportunity once we've done that to come back together, share all those things between the two groups. And then maybe we can start to think through what are some ideas that we want to have going forward. If that sounds like a plan, where are we in terms of being able to go into the various breakout rooms?
We're ready to go.
All right.
So Robert, which one would you like to go into?
I am equally enthusiastic about both. So whichever you don't is one that I'm going to go into.
All right. How about I take academic preparation and you can take the other one?
I like it.
Okay.
I like it.
Tony, do you want to go into a room?
Did I miss how to go into a room?
Yeah, you should just be able to choose. I can send you to one of them. You want to go in academic preparation or social capital and belonging?
Send me to social capital and belonging, please.
Okay.